Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Tailgate podcast. With the latest news and fantasy football insights are your hosts, Howard and Will.
And welcome to the Fantasy Tailgate podcast with Howard and Will. Almost got through that.
You
was
were
close.
so damn close. You sputtered. You're like,
Well, it's the
like a car
fantasy.
backfiring.
I keep wanting to say fantasy football podcast. And it's like, you got the tailgate instead of football. But
I mean,
you know,
technically it's still a fantasy football podcast.
yeah. So anyways, did you hear the rumors about Geno Smith?
I feel like I heard something, but I don't remember what they were.
About a trade between the Atlanta Falcons to get Michael Penix Jr.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I did see something about that, but it was when I looked at the show doc.
Oh.
So outside of that, no, I have not heard anything about it.
Oh.
So in a way, yes, but mostly no.
Yeah.
Where are those rumors coming from?
Some off of Twitter and stuff. Just the people that get on line and just random shit, you know?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly the thing, but all I know is I've seen it a couple times, and it's like, well, we're going to have to give up a 1 or a 2 for that, you know? And I don't see the Seahawks giving up.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of those are just, like, people being hopeful and, like, trying to put it out into the ether, and, like, nothing ever happens from it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we're... That's just rumor talk, and so let's get it. Let's get into the news. There's a lot of it.
Let's do it.
News and notes from around the NFL.
So, first thing I got is the Broncos.
Not sure if I put music on it yet.
Oh, the Broncos' first unofficial depth chart has Jared Stidham as their number 1 quarterback.
I mean, give Nick some time. I don't know. That whole team's kind of a train wreck right now.
The Broncos keep making one mistake after another. This is another mistake. Bo Nix, they should just put him in there and accept the fact that their team needs to build around Bo Nix. You got a quarterback, number 1 draft, or his first round draft pick. Build it around him. Let's get going. You know, you got a quarterback. Jared. Yeah,
they might be trying to ease him in there though. Like, just give him a couple weeks. See Jared Stidham in there doing his thing, and then all right, get out of there, Knicks, get in there.
Jared Stidham's career is going nowhere, so let our bad offensive line destroy him first.
Yeah, let him take most of it and save our rookie.
We'll save you for next year when we can draft a bunch of offensive linemen.
Yeah, right.
Gosh. And then the Commanders list their number 2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels, as their top QB on the depth chart.
Yeah, I could have told you that when he was drafted.
See, that's a team that just like, okay, we got a first round draft pick. Let's put you in there. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knew it when they drafted him, just like everybody knew Caleb Williams was going to be the starter day 1. Like,
yep,
those weren't surprises.
And then let's see, Brandon Ayuk is more likely to be traded than sign an extension with the Niners.
I did hear that. Kind of makes me a little hopeful for George Kittle, maybe.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
he does end up getting traded.
They're still talking about Brandon Ayuk to Pittsburgh.
Ooh. I mean, that would just melt your little Russell Wilson loving heart, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Because I still think he's going to be the starting quarterback.
I think so, too. Like, I think the Justin Fields rumors are ridiculous. Like, you brought Wilson in there. He's going to be the starter. He's better than Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields, from what I understand, is not doing much at practice.
Yeah, I've heard he's actually been doing pretty bad.
Yeah. So it's like, even with a calf injury, the gap between him and Wilson is not closing very quick.
Yeah.
So okay. This is a signing I think is hilarious, especially for fantasy footballers that like their kickers. The Chiefs and star kicker Harrison Butker has agreed to terms on a contract extension, making him the highest paid kicker in the NFL.
Congrats, man. Good. Get your bag.
Oh,
I'll just leave it at that. I'm not even going to talk about Butker right now.
A kicker gets the bag.
I am not touching that touchy subject.
Oh, gosh. And then Puka Nacua is considered week to week after suffering a knee injury. But I saw something today or later yesterday that it said it's not as serious as they originally thought.
Yeah, I did see something about that, but yeah, I didn't see like the severity of it or anything.
And then actually, I get...
Sorry, 2 days ago from Sleeper via Adam Schefter, it was Puka's considered week to week.
Okay. Yes, that's okay. That's what I got on here. I just didn't read the whole thing. Okay, and then the Panthers, Jonathan Brooks will not play during the preseason.
And I've seen that he could also be out till like week 3 or 4, I think.
Oh, really? You got more of an update. Cool.
Of course, I can't find the source of that right now, but I feel like I saw that earlier.
Okay, Jonathan Brooks. Oh, yeah, it says he's looking to have the rookie ready by week 3 or 4. That's part of the whole thing. I just didn't read it, the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just found the tweet too, as you were saying it.
So, and Tyreek restructured his contract worth $90 million over the next 3 years, including a $65 million guarantee.
So, yeah, they basically just gave him extra money. Like, he didn't sign any extra years or anything like that. They were just like, hey, man, you're really good. We're going to give you a bonus. Is pretty much all that was.
That's the exact opposite of what most teams do. And most teams are like, can you give us some of your money back?
Well, yeah, CD Lamb's like, guys, I don't have any money. And this guy's just getting extra. What is going on?
I know. Hey, Dolphins, you want to play?
Ayuk, like, guys.
I know there's wide receivers trying to get contracts, trying to get some extra money, and they're not.
Yeah, and here's the Dolphins just giving more money to people because they can.
We really like you, so here's some more money.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome for him.
I know. And then I got Cooper Kupp is on the way back in full health, and the Rams offense clearly runs through Kupp.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that last statement, but I think it's Kupp and Puka. But
yeah,
with the knee injury to Puka, I mean, Kupp might be much stronger for the first couple of weeks until Puka's at 100%.
Yes. And this next one has something to do with what we talked about, my trade that I was talking to you about, which happened the day after we recorded our last episode, and we talked about it. DeAndre Hopkins suffered a knee injury and will miss roughly 4 to 6 weeks. I was thinking to myself,
yep,
thank God I said no to that one.
And we will be hitting the Tennessee Titans in this episode, so we'll be talking about the impacts of that a little bit more.
Yeah. Sounds good, yeah. He's still listed as one of their starters on their depth chart.
Yeah, right now I have, according to ESPN, he is the number 2 as of right now. But I think obviously that was, I mean, with or without the injury, he's probably still their number 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said ESPN because that's where I pulled my information from too.
Oh, well, then we'll be right on track.
Well, ESPN and another source.
Okay.
So, okay. And then speaking of injuries, Justin Herbert has plantar fascia in his right foot and has been recommended by doctors to wear a boot for at least 2 weeks. And since we're just now starting preseason, who cares?
Yeah, if it's only a couple weeks, he should be fine. But I mean, it's something to keep an eye on. That could pop back up during the season. I think that's how that thing works. I don't know.
Okay, this next one just blows my mind. Deontay Foreman from the Browns injured during a kickoff drill.
It sucks for him.
He's been taken off by board.
All things
I
to
don't
get injured on in preseason.
It was one of those where it kind of obviously he hit his head wrong probably because he was taken off by a board, immobilized.
Yeah.
But they did say he does have full mobility in all his extremities. But the thing that gets me, it's during a kickoff drill. The newly formatted kickoff format that they were running drills for that's supposed to be safer for the players. So we've already got people getting injured.
Getting carted off the field during one of the drills. Yeah.
Yeah, they're practicing the new format that's supposed to be safer, but yet we've got a guy that had a serious injury here. Obviously, he's being carted off on a board.
Well, I mean, it could have been one of those just kind of freak accident things, but I mean, it is kind of suspicious timing with trying to make kickoff safer now. This happens and season hasn't even started yet.
I'm actually excited about the new kickoff format.
Oh yeah, they should be actually like fun to watch again instead of just oh look, it's a touchback, cool commercial.
I know, right? Oh, okay, we're getting all right. Tariq Cohen has announced his retirement from football.
I thought he announced his retirement a few weeks ago, or I might have been thinking of somebody different, or just assuming that he already retired.
I don't know. Maybe he officially announced it. So, and then,
okay. Kind of like when Darren Waller retired like 4 times.
Yeah. And then Samuel Darnold is the starting QB for the Vikings.
Are you targeting Justin Jefferson in drafts?
No.
With Darnold going to be the starter and JJ McCarthy coming in at some point?
No.
Yeah.
But
he's still one of the best out there, but I can't do it.
I usually don't target Jefferson at all. Because by the time I think of him, he's gone.
Oh, yeah. He's normally a first part of the first round, but now I'm not even sure where he's going, but it's probably late first, early second, maybe?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
So, do you have any news?
Today is Wednesday, August 7th. Josh Downs suffered a high ankle sprain during practice. No more news on that as of yet.
That's one of those that linger.
Falcons wide receiver. Yeah. And then also Falcons wide receiver Rondale Moore was carted off the practice field with an inflatable cast on his right leg.
I thought you were going to say an inflatable calf. What does calf just blow
That'd
up?
be so convenient sometimes. Like give that to J.K. Dobbins, have him inflate his other calf up to the right size. Or is it hamstring or something like that?
Yeah.
I think that was all I had. Oh, I did see that the Titans have listed Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears as co-running back ones on their initial depth chart. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that was all I had.
Sounds good. So anything else you want to touch on any of these subjects, or we want to get in? All right, let's get into the division. We're doing the AFC South this week. I think we're start off with the Tennessee Titans.
Get to my notes here.
Yeah, I did some.
All right, so
you know, Tennessee Titans. They I don't know if I'm going to draft any of these players.
yeah,
Will Levis.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely. Tony Pollard, maybe. I think I still have a Calvin Ridley on one of my dynasty teams.
I am interested in Calvin Ridley, just because, I mean, he should be the number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
Levis has to throw it to somebody. And then
Yep.
Tajay Spears is, in the later rounds, I'm interested in Tajay Spears.
Okay. See, I don't, yeah. And he's the wide receiver, right?
No, he is the co-wide or running back one with Tony Pollard.
Okay. I didn't update that. That's my bad. But
well, so I think according to ESPN, their depth chart is Tony Pollard is the starter, and then Tajay Spears is the number 2. But as of however many days ago that tweet was, I don't remember exactly. It was they were listed as co-starters.
Okay. So do you want to do your little stats first, or?
Yeah, so the Tennessee Titans have the 23rd toughest strength of schedule, which is a pretty easy strength of schedule because they're lower on that list. Last year, they were projected by Vegas to get 7.5 wins. They ended at 6-11, so I mean they took the under on that one. And this year they are projected for 6.5.
6.5.
So
yeah.
Vegas isn't super excited about him again, and I don't think anybody else is either.
I don't see this person. I'm not very excited about the Tennessee Titans. So
no.
Yeah, and
I will be interested to see if Will Levis can be a decent quarterback, though. I think this will be the year that kind of determines that.
You never know. This could be one of those wild card teams that all of a sudden just clicks. It's happened.
Yeah, they could. I don't think they will, but it could.
Oh wow. So that was all the stats you got there?
Yeah, that was all I had.
Okay. Well, I went ahead and get the stats for the 2023 position rank for the playoffs last year. For the Tennessee Titans, as the QB was 31st, running back was 24th, wide receiver is 31st, and the tight end was 20th. And their teams that they have to face in the playoffs is Week 15, Cincinnati, and I'm talking about the fantasy playoffs. Your typical fantasy playoffs where you have 15, 16, or 17. We don't go to 18 because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they're Cincinnati comes to Tennessee for the Week 15. I still think Tennessee is going to be better, and Tennessee is going to beat them. I don't think and I personally would not play a lot of their players in my playoff team. if I had some of their players.
Yeah.
And then they're at Indianapolis and at Jacksonville. Indianapolis is supposed to be good. So I think by then,
we'll see
Indianapolis.
by the time that gets there.
Yeah, as long as they're healthy, we'll be covering Indianapolis next. But Indianapolis and Jacksonville, I think it. I mean, like we said, this is still early predictions and early talk about these teams. So who knows? These defenses might be better than we think they are. But I think Jacksonville would be a good defense.
They could be.
I just think
I think they were pretty decent last year.
Yeah. I just think Tennessee Titans, if you have players for the Tennessee Titans in the playoff race in your fantasy league, hopefully you have other options.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say about it. So.
And I forgot, I do have their first 4 week opponents. I forgot about that part. So
I remember the season.
Yeah. So they start the season in Chicago against the Bears, and then at home against the Jets, at home against the Packers, and then on the road in Miami against the Dolphins. Is their first 4.
That might be a tough 4-game schedule right off the bat.
That might be an 0-4 right there.
Yeah. But again, who knows? Will Levis might come out looking like Tom Brady.
Bears. Could happen, I guess.
The Bears. Yeah.
Bears.
So, if we're done with Tennessee.
I am if you are.
Oh, I'm gladly done with Tennessee.
See, I was trying to skip ahead already. I forgot to do the schedule thing too.
Sorry, Tennessee Titans fans. I'm just not a fan. All right,
yeah,
next one.
You guys are aware.
Yeah. The next one is the Indianapolis Colts. And
this one is a lot more interesting.
Yes. I think we'll go with your numbers first, then we can talk about the players.
Okay. So, since I got it pulled up here, I'll just start with their first 4 weeks. They start at home against the Texans. They go on the road to face the Packers, and then at home against the Bears, and then at home again against the Steelers.
Oh.
So, we'll see.
That's going to be a test for that roster. That's going to be a test for their players. I mean, you got Anthony Richardson, which should be back and should be 100% and playing as well as he did the first part of the season before he got injured last year. He's a baller. He's a good quarterback. So
since you brought him up, I want to touch on his numbers real quick, just since we're already talking about him. So basically, he played in 4 games last year. So basically, week 1, he played 96% of the snaps, had 21.92 fantasy points, and he was the QB4 on the week, according to Sleeper. Week 2, he got hurt. He played 32% of the snaps, still scored 17.74 points, and was QB19 on the week. Week 3, played 100% of the snaps, 29.6 fantasy points, and was the QB2. And then week 4 was the big injury, played 33% of the snaps, had 4.4 fantasy points, and was QB29. So when he was healthy, he was amazing.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. As long as he's healthy and that team, those are going to be some good freaking games, those first 4 games with Indianapolis. I mean, with those 4 teams.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, those are going to be battles. Those might be fun to watch. Yeah. Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor. I mean,
yep.
Jonathan Taylor's ready to go. Pittman, Pity City. Damn it. Whatever. And then depending on how Josh Downs is, And then you got a rookie wide receiver. I'm going to try to pronounce his name. Adonimia Mitchell.
Oh, Adonai Mitchell.
Adam. Okay. You said it right. I'm not going to try.
I believe it is Adonai. Yes. And then their tight ends, their starter, I found Kylan Grayson, who I've never even heard of, and then they still have Mo.
That's what I got too.
Okay.
And don't forget their kicker, Matt Gay.
I don't even know who that one guy is.
Kylan Granson?
Gladly forget every kicker.
Oh. Yeah, I know. I put kickers down just because it rounds out the starting lineup.
Right.
So, okay.
Also, with the Colts, sorry, their strength of schedule, they have the 22nd toughest, so one harder than the Titans have, so still a pretty easy strength of schedule. Last year, Vegas had them at winning 6.5. They went 9-8. This year, Vegas has them winning 8.5.
Oh, if you go by last year's, they'll be like 12-5.
Yeah, right.
Well, I got them last year as their position ranks for weeks 15 through 17, which is the playoff weeks. The QB was 23rd. I mean, they had a backup QB in there. So running back was 12th overall. Wide receivers 25th, and tight end was 12th. So I don't know who their tight end last year was, but that's also position. That's a cumulative. So
yes,
it could have been a combination.
I mean, like you said, they had a backup QB, and Anthony Richardson's going to be in there now, so he might not even use the tight end, or he might use them a lot.
True. And then their playoff schedule is at Denver, Tennessee, and the New York Giants. Or at New York Giants, which could be very beneficial for those players if you have Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson, because let's just, yeah.
Well, and at that time, Adonai, like Mitchell, could be the number 2. He could take over Josh Downs or something with injury. So
True.
He could be
he could be. He could have. He could have broke out by then.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Are you specifically targeting any of those players, or are you just kind of happy with some of them if they fall to you?
I think the one person I would target, or two people I would target, would be Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman. I would try to get Anthony Richardson as a maybe if maybe he drops because he was injured, and he might not be. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to drop or not, but I don't know if I'd target him.
So right now, Anthony Richardson is going at the 506. He's going as the 6th quarterback overall, according to Sleeper ADP.
Oh, okay. I'd say if I'm in the 5th round and I see him there, I might grab him. That's if I didn't already grab a quarterback.
I was going to say, if I miss out on like Jalen Hurts, it's not just because I'm an Eagles fan, so everybody can suck it. If I don't get Jalen Hurts, I'm trying to get Anthony Richardson in the 5th.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I would think. If I'm not getting like anybody like, it's almost pulled my headphones off my head. But if I can't get Josh Allen, Mahomes, any of the big guys before the 5th round, which is usually in the first 2 rounds those guys go, I'd probably take Richardson in the 5th, right where he's going. Because he's a damn good quarterback.
Happy taking him in the 5th. And he runs.
Yes, mobile quarterbacks. Got to stick with them. So,
Yep.
all right. So let's see. That was Indianapolis. Here's one of your dad's favorite teams at one point in his life. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait.
I actually thought you meant the other team left.
Actually, 3 out of 4 teams your dad liked at one point. Tennessee Titans he liked too.
Huh.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Texans because, as far as I know, he still kind of likes the Texans.
Oh, he still likes the Texans. He's going to call me tomorrow and after he listens to us and give me crap about us talking shit about him again.
Yeah, well, whatever, Dad.
So, Jacksonville Jaguars. This is an interesting team to talk about.
Yeah, so this year they have the 9th hardest strength of schedule, actually. So they actually have a pretty tough one. Also, by the way, the strength of schedule, it's figured out. It's the winning percentage of each team's 2023 opponents. And that's how they figure out the strength of schedule.
Okay.
But they were last year projected at 9.5 wins. They went 9-8, so pretty much right there. And then this year they are projected for 8.5.
Okay. So I would say they're going to be right in that area too. I'd say maybe if the team does level up after more experience, which the person that they need leveling up the most is Trevor Lawrence.
I'm not sure if he's going to level up anymore.
Okay. Well, what if he cuts his hair?
That's all he's got going for him.
Okay. Either way.
It's like if Gardner Minshew shaved the mustache.
Ooh, Gardner Minshew wouldn't be Gardner Minshew.
That's what I'm saying. Trevor Lawrence isn't Trevor Lawrence without the beautiful blonde locks, man.
Yep. So, well, he's still a good quarterback. And he's going to do what he needs to do to win. You got Travis Etienne there. Hopefully Christian Kirk stays healthy all year. Because until he got injured, he was very good last year.
Yeah, and so right now people aren't believing in him too much because he's the 31st wide receiver off the board right now.
Huh.
So
you can get him at a bargain then. You can get him at a bargain.
Yeah, he's going kind of beginning, middle of the 6th round.
You got Gabe Davis there. And Brian Thomas Jr. rounds out the wide receivers. And then you got Evan Ingram as the tight end.
On Brian Thomas, real quick, he's a rookie. Rookie wide receivers, they either start really hot or they take a little while and then become hot towards the end of the season. So something to look out for him.
Or some of them wait till like the 2nd or 3rd season they're there.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
But that's actually changed over the last few years. The wide receivers has been developing faster. But
I think I don't know this for sure, but I believe that if they start hitting in the late part of their first season, their second season is usually like the one where they really break out.
Right.
So just something to keep an eye on for him.
Yes, and then tight end Evan Ingram, which is always he's a pretty good tight end.
Especially the last few years, I feel like he's gotten better as his career's gone on.
Yes. Yeah. Evan Ingram. Yeah, I don't want to try to figure out what his nickname is for that one show. So, all right. So let's the weekend. What you got?
I was going to say, I think I forgot their first 4 weeks.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
So week 1, they start in Miami against the Dolphins, and then come home to face the Browns, back on the road to face the Bills, and still on the road for the Texans week 4.
Oh.
So pretty tough start to the beginning.
Yeah. You're going to have to find their legs very quickly.
Oh, yeah. I do like Travis Etienne, though. I'm not sure if we really hit on him, but he's going as a running back 8 right now. I'd be more than happy to get him. I think he's going around the middle of the second round right now.
That sounds like a good place to grab him. I mean, for some reason, if he drops, it's even better.
So, yeah. Imagine getting one of the bigger, either Bijan or Brees or something, and then also getting Travis Etienne. It'd be a hell of a 1-2 punch.
That would be a hell of a run.
Would happen that way, but maybe.
Yeah. So, and then they got their kicker, Cam Little. Never heard of him.
He gets a paycheck, apparently.
Yep. So, all right. Playoff weeks. Their position rankings for 15, 16, and 7. These are all combined. I don't know if I said it before. But the QB last year during those 3 weeks was 24th. The running backs were 28th. Wide receivers were 13, and tight ends were 14th. So the wide receivers and the tight ends did a lot better than the other two categories. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Well, and Evan Ingram was on a tear there at the end of the season.
Yes.
I mean, he finished the season as the tight end, too.
Ooh, hell yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
So, and then their playoff schedule. Their playoff schedule was they got 15 New York Jets at Las Vegas and Tennessee Titans. So not a bad last 3 games of the year. The New York Jets, I think they might be a lot tougher than the other 2 teams, but we'll see.
I would agree.
Because, I can see them doing... I would play my players from Jacksonville during those weeks. I mean, unless I have a better solution.
Well, yeah, and I mean, just like all the other ones, we'll have to see when that time of year comes to see how they're actually doing.
And yes, everybody, I did try to take a sip of my water, and the spout was not up.
Good job.
All right. Anything else on the Jaguars?
I don't think so. I'm not super excited about him, but like I said, I do like ETN, and I'd be willing to go in on Evan Ingram as well.
Yeah. I'd say, depending on the league, I'd probably put Trevor Lawrence in there as a quarterback.
Oh, 2 QB leagues for sure.
Yes.
And then the rookie wide receiver, I'm kind of interested in too as well.
Yes. He definitely needs... for your dynasty leagues, he's definitely has to be on a team. You gotta draft him.
Yeah.
It's like,
for sure.
And even if he doesn't get drafted, you pick him up. I mean,
I think he should be going in rookie drafts for sure. I mean, in redraft leagues, he's going at the end of the 8th, beginning of the ninth. So.
I think it was in the middle of the season last year. I just started picking up all the remaining available wide receivers that's in free agents. Or I picked up as much as I could. And a couple of them ended up becoming
rookie wide receivers, or just wide receivers specifically.
Rookie wide receivers. I'm not talking about Wookie. Yeah, we're not talking about
that
Star
came out
Wars.
over the audio.
It wasn't that bad on my end.
All right, well.
Rookie wide receivers. I picked them up in the middle of the year, whatever was available, because some of them did. A couple of them popped at the end and showed, like, I think it was Tank Dell was in the free agency, and I picked him up quick. And I can't remember who else, and a couple of them looked good at the end of the season. So I was kind of excited about them.
Oh yeah.
So rookie wide receivers.
I mean, like I said earlier, with the second year breakout for the rookie wide receivers in the end of the first season, it's usually when they start making an impact. So
if you have a dynasty team and you're lacking wide receiver help, just put a bunch of rookie wide receivers on your team that's sitting out there, especially in their first year, because they can break out the next year. You never know. And then what's the worst you can do?
Especially with injuries and stuff too.
Oh yeah. So it's like, who knows? So anyways, let's go on to the final team in this division. The team that's might walk away with the division championship. Oh, yeah. It's going to be between Indianapolis and Houston. We'll see. And that's the Houston.
I would probably agree with that statement.
Houston Texans. All right.
Yeah, so the Texans last year went 10-7 after Vegas only thought they were going to win 5.5. So they blew that one out of the water and surprised everybody. And this year their win total is at 9.5. So around where they finished last year.
Oh,
they have the.
No, I was just to say they have a good lineup. I mean,
okay,
we'll talk.
Yeah, so they have the fifth hardest strength of schedule. So I mean, the NFL rewarded them, I guess, for being good. Yeah.
Well, they made the playoffs, and that's usually a more tougher schedule the next year.
Well, yeah.
So, with their starters, it's like QB CJ Stroud, one hell of a rookie year. Unless he has a sophomore slump, this team should be just as good because they added people like Joe Mixon, a darn good running back. I mean, they had running backs too, but the what's the backup running back?
So Dameon Pierce, who was also there last year, was Singletary, and I think Mixon's better than both of those guys.
Right. And Singletary tore it up instead of Dameon Pierce. But with that said, I mean, Joe Mixon's there to help out. They added Stephon Diggs for wide receiver to go along with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. That's a good wide receiver room right there. Very good.
Yeah. I'm not so hot on Diggs. I think he's kind of aged out, but I mean, he's still a very, very good wide receiver. And like you said, with Nico Collins and Tank Dell, like, that's a hell of a 3 wide receiver freaking set right there.
It's up to the defense to decide who are they going to cover more. I mean,
yeah,
you give Diggs the room, he's going to catch the ball. So, and then tight end Dalton Schultz. He's a pretty good tight end too. And then
Yeah, I mean, I'm not targeting Schultz, but I mean, if
no,
I could see streamer from week to week, maybe.
yeah, he's definitely a streamer, tight end. All right, so and then the kicker, I'm not pronouncing his name, whatever. It's like K-Imi he or K-Imi Fairbairn. I don't know.
Oh, Kaimi? I probably messed that up too, but I know who you're talking about. Fairbairn, whatever.
Sorry, kicker for the Houston Texans. I'm sure you're a pretty good kicker.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
So, all right, and you did all your numbers, right?
So first 4 weeks of the season, real quick. They start against the Colts in Indianapolis. And then they're at home against the Bears, on the road against the Vikings, and then at home against the Jaguars.
What was the first team they're playing? Colts.
Division mate.
That's
Colts.
not a bad. That's not too bad to start. I mean,
yeah, I'm not 100% sure on how good the defenses are.
yeah. Well, those first 4 games, those are always crapshoots because you never know how the teams are going to be, and usually the first 4 games are still fine tuning everything.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to fine tune them during the preseason because they don't want their guys to get hurt during the preseason.
Well, yeah, preseason is pretty much just like knock the cobwebs off and hey, you might make a team, get out there and prove it.
Right. Yeah, those are mainly for the guys that are trying to find spots on the team. So,
yeah.
All right. So, is it my turn? Yes, sir. Is it my turn? All right. So, playoff position ranks for last year. Weeks 15, 16, 17 combined. The QB was 26 overall. Running back was 16. Wide receiver was 23rd, and the tight end was 8th. So, tight end got a lot of business there.
Oh, yeah.
And then your schedule for the 3 teams. Houston's got the worst one during the playoff race for fantasy. That's the Miami Dolphins. But that could be a shootout. So a lot of points could be during that game because if the Miami Dolphins are the same as they were last year, they're just a scoring team. And then you got at the Kansas City Chiefs, which is going to be a very difficult game too.
It's always a tough one.
Yep. And then you got Baltimore, which is usually always one of the best defenses in the league. Yeah. So that one's, I'd say if you have the top guys like Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, you play them. But
for sure.
But if you have if you do have players that have a better favorable matchup, be my guest, play those guys too instead. Because
yeah. Well, and Stephon Diggs could be completely irrelevant by that time.
That's true. He could be ready to sign that retirement check. What was that?
I said, or he could be among the top receivers in the league. Who knows?
True. Which means Nico Collins didn't do jack crap this year. And I'm left with an empty spot on my maximum effort league. Because he's going to be one of
I
my.
did want to hit on where these guys are going in drafts right now, because
Oh,
minus Damian Pierce, all of these guys are 10th round or earlier.
okay.
So right now, CJ Stroud is going as the quarterback 5 at the 408. Joe Mixon's going as the running back 15 at the 411. Stephon
Ooh.
Diggs is wide receiver 18 at the 310. Nico Collins is wide receiver 14 at 304. Tank Dell is going as the wide receiver 26 at 505. And then even Dalton Schultz, the tight end, is the tight end 14 at 1006. So they're all being drafted pretty damn high.
Yeah, they got a very high draft or average draft pick.
Yeah, like they're all going in kind of those early rounds, which, I mean, people are believing in this team quite a bit. And I think I'm one of those people.
You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for Dynasty.
Okay.
Because I got some of those players already on my team.
So you're looking pretty good then.
Yeah. So I don't have to stress out about trying to draft them. It's just that as
Well, yeah, and all of these ADPs are obviously redraft. Because,
right.
I mean, you don't redraft your dynasty team.
True. All right. Let's see. All right. Do you have prepared wide receiver versus wide receiver 2?
I'm going to be honest with you. No, I don't, Hard.
Okay. All right. So, Maximum Effort League. Do we have any updates on that league? Has there been any action going on? And why don't I have that
I've
up?
really been seeing. I think it's been pretty quiet for the most part. A couple weeks ago, some guys were dropped from a team. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, then I guess there's only one other thing we can talk about. Russell Wilson update. All right.
Well, hang on. Did we touch on a trade that happened in that league about 2 months ago? Between Swaggerty and JJ Tinman?
About 2 months ago.
Yeah, so, okay, just in case we didn't. Swaggerty received Mike Evans, the 110 in this year's draft, and next year's third round pick. And then JJ Tinman received Cole Kmet, Romeo Dobbs, and Tank Dell.
Interesting.
So it looked like Swaggerty was going for more draft picks, and then Tin Man's just trying to get players. Which, I mean, he got Dobbs and Dell. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Trying to navigate through that website. Because there's like
I know I'm normally on my phone. It's kind of, I'm not used to where everything is on the computer.
Well, I have the screens halved.
Oh,
so
yeah. I blew mine up. I'm not going to lie.
All right. Let's see. This one? June 16th one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know. Mine says 2 months ago. Oh, yeah. Sorry. June 16th. Yes.
A third round and a first round and Mike Evans for Kmet, Dobbs, and Tank Dell. We might have talked about this.
Yeah, I don't remember. We could have.
I mean, it's a interesting trade. I mean, obviously, one person's trying to get picks for this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame either side. I think I'd rather have the side with Tank Dell, though.
Yeah, same here. Evans is getting close to the end of his career.
Oh, yeah, and both Dobbs and Dell are young. But, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm getting Evans and a couple picks. So, get a year or two out of Evans.
Yeah. So there's actually not much going on except for somebody trying to post podcasts on here.
Yeah, that guy needs to cut that out. Rude. Oh, wait, that's you.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get our podcast out there. Oh, yes. So, anyways, I guess that's pretty much all I had planned.
All righty.
And we don't really, I mean, besides my typical Russell Wilson talk and how all the hype about Justin Jefferson is just a bunch of fake hype. That from what we're hearing, he ain't looking very good in practice anyways. So.
Wait, Justin Jefferson? You mean Fields?
Did I just do it again? Did I just mess up?
Yeah, but this time it was actually
Justin
a current player.
Justin Fields. Technically, I did do it because I mean, they have the same first name, so that wasn't messed up, but the last name got messed up. But technically, I did mix the two names.
Messed up. Talent was messed up.
Yeah, one's a QB and one's a wide receiver. Yeah, there we go again.
One's
you
really
just
good.
had the look on your face. I'm like,
back up to Russell Wilson.
Yes, he's gonna be the backup to Russell Wilson. I hate to say this. Russell Wilson, the Super Bowl champions, Pittsburgh Steelers.
I got nothing, man. Mostly because,
all right, with that,
with Mike Tomlin, that could happen. Who knows?
I mean, they have a team, and especially if they get Ayuk, if they somehow was able to trade for Brandon Ayuk, oh, shit, you have a star wide receiver for Russell Wilson to throw to when he's not scrambling.
Oh yeah, you give Wilson Ayuk and Pickens, like, oh my god.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get my jerseys for Russell Wilson here soon. So, anyways, I think we're going to call it a quits because we're right at the 1 hour mark. So, thank you guys for joining us. Go ahead and listen to us and watch us and like us and subscribe to us. Send us some messages or something too. You guys can go ahead and give us some feedback and give us also topics too that you might want to talk about too. Hey, even throw us your trades if you're in leagues and stuff. Give us your trades so we can talk about them as well. We can analyze them and tell them how much of a dipstick you are for trading away somebody like that. So, with that said, I am Howie, and that is Will, and we are the Fantasy Tailgate Podcast. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Tailgate Podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe to help us continue to grow. Also, follow us on our socials and join us again next time.